When I'm not busy promoting my struggling clown massage parlor side business, I like to answer questions that I get on YouTube. So let's get to it. Sean, what are your hobbies besides music, of course? Gaming? Sports? So one might say giving the people what they want is a hobby, but for me, that's just kind of my motto, my life's work. As far as hobbies go, basketball is kind of like the number one thing. I play a lot of basketball, have my whole life. I still think I'm better at basketball than I am at guitar, although it's kind of catching up right now. I haven't really been gaming a lot as of late. Sadly, I just haven't had time, but I really love that. I think it's like the greatest medium, the most immersive thing that you could do. I did kind of start to play Zelda Breath of the Wild when it first came out, but then I kind of got sidetracked and I haven't picked it up again, which is funny because I was actually just in Peru last week. And it's beautiful. The mountains are ridiculous. And I'm so uncultured that my only frame of reference was video games. So I'd always be going to my bro and be like, this is so much like Zelda Breath of the Wild, right? And yeah, that was pretty cool. But yeah, basically hobbies, just balling and rocking it out. That's what I do. Hey Sean, I'd like to know what picking hand position you prefer. Anchoring your pinky or just using your wrist as a pivot point? Also, are there any drawbacks on the first technique? Because a lot of guitar players use the second one. I personally learned the pinky anchoring method, and whenever I try the second technique, it puts a lot of strain on my shoulder. Any suggestions? Apologizing for such a long question. Thank you. Yeah, so basically, if you don't know what the question is talking about, if you're playing, some people anchor with their pinky, kind of below the strings on, depending on if you're on electric or acoustic, and they kind of play like this. Matt Bellamy from Muse is a prime example of just a righteous pinky anchor player. A lot of other players, myself included, I'll kind of use my wrist as a pivot point to kind of play like this. So just kind of stabilize your hand so you can create a repeatable muscle memory type deal. Again, some people are like, oh, maybe you shouldn't use your pinky or whatever. Some of the greatest guitar players ever, like I said, Matt Bellamy, but countless others use their pinky as an anchor point. So I'm not going to say there's anything wrong with that. It works for them. Really, whatever's more comfortable and whatever kind of keeps you at it. But yeah, personally, I like the wrist thing because also too, I use a lot of palm muting in my playing, and I feel like it's a really easy, natural anchor point to just kind of be playing here and then just kind of scooting up to start muting it. That full diminished 7 kills the chord and turns it into an equal tempered, unstable piece of A, C, E flat is roughly 5, 6, 7, though you probably don't know anything about tuning, but when you add the G flat, it becomes a ratty equal tempered cluster alpha frequencies 5, 6, 7, 8.333, 15, 18, 21, 25. The best chord, in my opinion, is a nice, just tempered C, E flat, G7 flat, A flat, B flat, C, which when tuned properly, gives you a very harmonic 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 frequency ratio. I have no idea what this comment is, but I'm pretty sure it's a salty blues comment. So, I don't know. I know a little bit about tempered stuff, but this is kind of blows my mind. I'm going to stop thinking about this right now. Question for next time. Sean, what top 3 scales should I master as a singer-songwriter? Number 1, the major scale. Number 2, the major scale. And number 3, the major scale. Everything comes down to the major scale. Even the minor scale is the major scale. So really, master that scale first, all the positions of it, all the modes of it, all 7 modes. It's all the same scale. And then as far as songwriting, you can incorporate any of those. You can turn any of those 7 notes into chords, and then just really kind of mastering how those notes interact with each other, how maybe you can go outside of that scale to borrow chords into it, is the absolute first thing you should master as a singer-songwriter. Again, this is just how I do it. I know some people like getting into more exotic scales. I think that is a fantastic thing to start thinking about too, but really make sure that you have the major scale mastered because everything always comes back to the major scale. I'll probably make a video on that soon actually, just kind of how absolutely everything you've ever heard in Western music is a major scale. So really, master the major scale first, and then once you feel like you have that, you know everything about it, and you can kind of switch between the modes flawlessly, then maybe get into more exotic sounding things. If you were a poor man like me and an intermediate player at best looking to play around with recording, would you go with the Focusrite Solo or a presonus audio box? Maybe something different in the same price range? Any necessary accessories? Either of those are fine. I personally like Focusrite a little bit better as a company as a whole, just on personal experience working at Guitar Center. We never had a problem ever with the Focusrite stuff. Presonus was actually pretty good too. We had a few returns on those, but nothing crazy to write back at. I just remember Focusrite just being just solid all the way around. So I've got nothing bad to say about either of those companies. really whatever you can afford that works for you, because I think as soon as you can get into recording, the better, because just being able to like hear back what you have going on is invaluable to kind of chart your progress over time. And for me personally, kind of being able to put structured songs together and stuff was just like a huge boost to me just picking up the guitar and playing more. So as far as accessories go, I would say if you are gonna invest in like decent accessories, get a nice set of headphones. I really like the Audio Technica M50s, is what they're called. They're fantastic. They'll kind of make your whole listening experience and tracking experience better, in my opinion. But yeah, other than that, once you start getting into microphones and stuff, that's like a whole other ballgame. But just get something that you can plug your guitar direct into. They've gotten a lot cheaper, and the quality control is a lot better. So really anything that you can get, 100, 150 bucks, 200 bucks will kind of get you started, and just have at it. So listening homework once again, and also my vote for the band of 2017. I'm a guys from King Gizard and the Lizard Wizard, who just threw out some more hot fire, another great album. I love the last three are just fantastic, which you gotta check all of them out. But the new one is definitely like a rock odyssey. Some of the tracks are like 10 minutes long, but they keep your attention the entire time. It's kind of like, I don't really want to compare them to Tool too much, but a lot of the time signature work that the drummer does, even though the drummer sounds nothing like Danny Carey. I do love the drummer for King Gizard though, by the way. Just kind of like the time signature work is kind of like a prog rock type thing, but in just like a really cool, refreshing way. So definitely check out some King Giz. Let me know what you think, and if you have any questions or comments, hit me up in the comment section, Instagram, Twitter, or the website, and I'll talk to you all soon. Thanks a lot.